Implementing my evening routine seriously changed my life, and I know it's going to change yours too. So stick around, and I'm going to show you how to create your own evening routine and how to get the most benefits from it. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about something that's super, super important and super crucial in your fitness journey, in your life journey, and just in the journey of becoming that girl. And what I mean by that is implementing routines. Now, the first routine we're going to touch on is evening routines, and then stay tuned for a later video because then we're going to be moving on to our morning routine. Many of us have morning routines before we go to work or before we start our day, and that leads us to have a little bit of structure and a little bit of consistency in our schedule day to day each morning. But something I find we typically neglect, or a lot of people sometimes forget about, is the evening routine. And I mean, how are you going to have a solid morning routine if you don't have a solid evening routine in place, right? You can't be staying up all hours of the night watching TV, watching your shows, all that kind of thing, and then still expect to get up at 6 in the morning and crush the gym, crush your workout, go to work all day. In this video, I'll be discussing the benefits of having an evening routine, why it's important, and how it can positively affect your well-being. Let's dive deep into the evening routine. I'm going to go through what I've started implementing for myself, what really works for me, and then I'm going to teach you how you can start implementing your own evening routine. First of all, having an evening routine can help you with that transition of transitioning from work mode, working all day, to then getting into relaxation mode or me time mode. This is especially so key for those of us that find it super stressful day to day and that have a really hard time kind of leaving that work stuff at work and tend to take some of those stresses home with us, or just have a stressful job or a busy day to day. So implementing an evening routine will really help you if you struggle to wind down and relax at the end of your day. By building this set routine and implementing it consistently into your life, this is going to signal to our minds and bodies that it's time to relax, and your body is just going to start knowing that it's ready to relax and it's ready to start that evening routine. And I can guarantee you're going to sleep so much better. I used to come home from work at the end of a long day where I would be that girl that would wake up in the morning, give myself 30 to 40 minutes to rush out the door, have no time for myself, and then wonder why I was sitting at work depressed, sad, not wanting to be there, hungry, not prepared for the day, and just not feeling successful. Then I would get home from a long day at work, and the first thing that I would want to do is lay down on the couch, put a show on, and eat some food. I was typically watching a show that I had probably seen before, again, staying in the numbing sort of state. Watch more TV with my boyfriend, and then we'd get into bed, watch TV again, and fall asleep, and then wake up and do it all again. This led me to constantly feeling like I was burnt out, constantly feeling like I needed a break, I needed a rest, I needed a big reset, and feeling like my social battery was just like dwindling. Then again, when I started working for myself, for my own business, this didn't necessarily change, I'll be honest. I would wake up in the morning, and before I even got out of bed, I was opening my training app, I was answering my clients, I was checking to see how all my posts were doing on social media, replying back to DMs, answering questions that clients had for me before I had even got out of bed. I didn't really notice at first, but this was leading me down a path of just feeling overwhelmed, overstimulated, and just feeling like everything was too much. No wonder I felt so burnt out. No wonder I felt like I didn't have any time for me, didn't feel like I had any schedule for me, or just any alignment with myself. I needed to make a change for myself. I knew I couldn't continue going down this road and feeling these feelings and just being stuck in this pattern. So I needed to make a change. So I'm taking my self-care journey to a whole new level this year by implementing my evening routines, implementing my morning routines, and they are so key and so crucial, and they've just helped me to feel so much more aligned day to day, grounded day to day, and just have so much less stuff going on in my brain. Running my own business can be super, super stressful. And that's one of the key things about having that solid evening and morning routine that really helps me to just set aside time to focus on just myself, not worrying about my clients, not worrying about social media, not worrying about how my business is going, those types of things, and just really having that set time. Another benefit of having a morning routine is to prioritize self-care. A lot of times we do not, especially as women, we do not prioritize ourselves as much as we should. Maybe we have a family, maybe we have a job that tends to take a little bit too much from us, and we just don't take that time every single day to really check in with ourselves and see how we're doing. After a long day, it is so important, and you should feel like you are able to take some time for yourself and really do something that brings you joy. Whether that's reading a book, taking a bath, going for a walk, listening to your favorite podcast, writing in your journal, whatever that may be. But having that allocated time to yourself to just focus on what truly brings you joy, or just doing something to dedicate and prioritize you time specifically for yourself can really help you to reduce stress. Having this dedicated me time, I can guarantee will improve your mood, reduce your stress, and just lead you to feeling better each day. Also, if you have a solid evening routine and your body is used to that routine being done consistently over and over and over again, that's also going to help improve your sleep. Our bodies thrive on routine, so by going to bed at the same time each night, we can train our bodies to fall asleep faster and achieve a deeper rest. This will lead you to have improved energy levels and productivity the next day. I'm no longer that girl that used to get home from work and just immediately lay down on the couch, watch TV, and just kind of like numb myself out until I went to sleep. I'm now that girl with an evening routine and a morning routine that serves me every single day, mentally and physically, and makes me feel my best. Not only does it make me feel my best for myself, but it makes me perform my best for my clients and give my best to the people around me. If this sounds familiar to you, stick around because let's get into what I did to make that change. So here are some things that I've been implementing into my evening routine to help keep me grounded, keep me on track, and help me feeling my best while prioritizing that me time. One of the things I make sure to do when I start my evening routine is I get rid of all the big lights. I'm not using any big lights in the house. I got all my lamps on. I'm lighting candles everywhere, just really setting the vibes and setting the mood. I don't want any of those big, bright, warehouse type lights on when I'm trying to settle down, calm down, relax my mind, and relax myself and get myself ready for bed. So that's one of my main keys is set the mood, get the mood lighting right. I have, like you can see behind me, we have some colored lights here. I have those in our bedroom and in the living room. So I'll swap those to like a nice calming sort of color. Sometimes I go with like a yellowy orange, which is just kind of like a nice warm feeling. And then sometimes I go with like a nice light pink, something like that, a little purple, which again, just I find it's a little bit relaxing and it just makes me feel nice and calm and cool. Something I love, and you'll see a little clip in here too, is my sunrise alarm clock. Now I'll touch on that a lot more in my morning routine video, but I also use this in the evening as well because like I said, with the colorful lights and just setting the mood, the sunrise alarm clock has a few different light settings so you can have it switch on to different lights. There's some sleep sounds, all that sort of stuff, guided meditations. So those are really great. And I find it just really helps to like settle me down and set that mood. Most evenings, as part of my evening routine, I will take a shower. Now, if I'm taking my evening routine shower, I am doing this by candlelight. I either have a candle in my shower on my little ledge that's there, or I have it on my bathroom counter, something like that. But it just really helps to, again, set that mood, set that vibe, and helps make me feel really relaxed. When I'm in the shower, I'll either like to listen to like a nice kind of lo-fi chill sort of playlist, or sometimes I'll put a podcast on, but not something that's going to make me hyper or excited or something that's too funny, because sometimes I get into that a little bit too much and then it gives me energy instead of relaxes me. So I try to find something, usually it's like a nice lo-fi kind of chill sort of playlist that I enjoy listening to in the evening when I do my that girl shower. And I just really like to take my time, exfoliate, and then you just feel so nice and clean getting into bed, moisturize my skin and everything. Once I am finished with my candlelit shower, podcast music, that sort of thing, that is when I will put my phone away. I'm done with my phone for the evening. Even before this, I'm not answering any more clients. Once I start my evening routine, that's kind of my hard shut off. My workday is finished. When you run your own business, this can be something that's a little bit more challenging sometimes. So I am trying to be better at just kind of setting that hard line, hard stop. This is the time I'm off work, and then I'm not going to be doing any more work-related stuff on my phone. And then by the time I'm done that shower that I'm taking, that's it. The phone is going away. I started plugging my phone in my bathroom actually overnight. So I just leave it there overnight, and then I use my sunrise alarm clock to wake up in the morning. For the shower, this is kind of like my skincare time, which again, this is one of those things that I really have been putting time and effort into, and it really makes me feel amazing, makes me feel fantastic. I love doing my skincare routine. Super big into skincare. So if you haven't gotten into skincare, I definitely recommend at least starting with like face wash, moisturizer, maybe a toner, something like that, just to really start taking care of your skin, because this is such another great way of prioritizing self-care. look good, feel good, right? So the next thing that's up is, now this is something I don't always want to do, but let me tell you, if you do this in the evening, you will save yourself so much stress, so much headache, and just clutter in your brain the next morning. Huge key for me. And like I said, I don't always want to do this, but I at least spend 5 minutes tidying my space. My main areas that I like to tidy and make sure that are clean for the next day is the kitchen. So make sure all the dishes are put away, whether that's in the dishwasher, or make sure the dishwasher's unloaded or started and ready for the morning. Make sure the countertops are clean, and then making sure all the clothes are picked up off the floor. Make sure nothing's kind of laying around, that sort of thing, and just make sure my space is super tidy for the morning. After I've tidied everything up, I'm going to be filling my huge jug of water. I have a 1.2 liter jug of water that I fill up with ice and water every night, leave it beside my bed, because in the morning I'm a start sipping as soon as I wake up. I'll drink a little bit of that throughout my evening routine, but I don't want to be drinking too much right before bed, because I also want to be able to sleep through the night, or mostly through the night, without having to get up a ton of times. After I fill my water and I've kind of tidied up the kitchen a little bit, I'll turn on the kettle and start boiling the water to make myself a relaxing tea. Sometimes I'll opt for a sleepy time tea. Sometimes I'll just do like a chamomile, something like that, but I always opt for something that has no caffeine, something that's just kind of relaxing. I add a little bit of milk in there, and it just helps to kind of calm me down and make me feel really relaxed. Now, this one may be a little bit crazy, especially in the wintertime, but your girl sleeps hot. So I like to set up my room and make sure it's nice and cool for when I go to bed. Now, it is the wintertime right now, so I do turn on my heating pad at least 20 minutes to 30 minutes before I get into bed. So I turn my heating pad on, leave that at the foot of the bed. When I get in, I can stick my feet right down at the bottom and it's all nice and warm and cozy. But I do like to have the room pretty cold. So sometimes I'll crack the window a little bit, get some nice fresh air going in there, get some nice cool fresh air while that heating pad's on. And then once I get into bed, I obviously close the window when I go to bed, and then I'm nice and cozy under my sheets. Before I get into bed though, I'm going to take some time to reflect on my day that I had and prepare myself for tomorrow. So what this kind of looks like for me, I sit down again, do this with the candlelight. I have my tea beside me. I just plan out my day for tomorrow. Sometimes I'll start with how my day went today, how I'm feeling, just a little bit of reflection, what went well, what didn't go well, how I'm feeling. And then I set my plan for tomorrow as well as my intentions for tomorrow. Now, this just really helps to keep my mind clear, especially running your own business. There's often times I wake up through the night and there's just like ideas pinging through my brain, or I'm like little to-do lists to do, or things to say to clients or stuff like that. Ideas are pinging 24/7. What I found has really helped to kind of curb that and stop me from waking up so many times through the night with all these little ideas. I actually have a note in my phone that I've started, and it's literally called 3 a.m. brain thoughts. So it's literally just when I wake up through the night and I have all these crazy ideas pinging through my brain, I'll jot them down. But since I started implementing this little brain dump reflection and setting my day up for success the night before, I can honestly say I'm waking up with less of those crazy thoughts through the night. So what this looks like is, like I said, I do a little reflection of what the day felt like, went like how I thought it went. And then I will move into my plan for tomorrow and any sort of brain dump. So if there's just random things on my mind that I'm thinking of, I'll jot all those down just to get it out of my mind, so I'm nice and clear and relaxed heading into bed. I also love doing some manifestations in the evening as well, because similarly to, like I said, with the thoughts popping through my head, it's a great time in the evening to do your affirmations and your manifestations, because similarly, when you're going to sleep, those thoughts may be playing over and over again in your brain, which is exactly what we want them to do. Then I've finished my tea. I've finished planning my day out for tomorrow. Kitchen's clean. My space is clean. I'm ready to go brush my teeth and get into bed. Make sure you freaking brush your teeth before you go to bed. We shouldn't have to talk about this, but do not skip it. Go brush my teeth, go get into bed, and have a good sleep. Those are all the things that I've implemented into my evening routine that I really find help set me up for success, make me feel my best, and make me feel relaxed and just ready for bed. So here are my tips for you. Find a routine that works for you. What I've suggested may not necessarily work for you, but you can take little bits and pieces and start implementing those as tools to help aid you in building your own evening routine. Now, if this is all brand new to you and you don't have any sort of routine, you just kind of wake up and go, get home from work, go to bed, that sort of thing, you don't have any set routine or built routine, I want you to start slow. The point of this isn't to overwhelm you. The point of this is to relax you. So find what works for you. We're working on habit stacking. So that means you can start with one thing, two things, and then we're going to work with it for a week, work with it for 2 weeks, and implement those, get them down consistently before we start adding more things on. Similarly, all my clients know my approach when it comes to things like this is we're stacking habits on. So I don't want you adding on 15 different things that you're going to start doing all of a sudden. That's not necessarily going to work. I want you to start by implementing 1 to maybe 3 things that help you relax in the evening and start using that to build your evening routine. If you're brand new to this and looking to start, a huge suggestion I can make is if you're looking to get up a little bit earlier, start with 1 hour earlier. Waking up 1 hour earlier, that also means you should try to go to bed 1 hour earlier. Find the amount of time that you need to complete your evening routine. For me, it takes me around an hour, maybe a little tiny bit longer than that, just depending on how much time I truly spend on each of those things. Sometimes I'm in the shower for quite a while and maybe it'll take me an hour and a half to complete my whole routine. Just make sure you account for that and find what works for you. So I'm gonna finish it off here. There's 4 main areas or 4 key areas I want you to focus on when building your evening routine. Now that first area is hygiene. So this means skincare. This means maybe it's a shower, brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, maybe doing a face mask, something like that, but just really prioritizing your hygiene. We can't skip this. Maybe you're doing your skincare routine. Maybe you're gua shaing, ice rolling, whatever it may be, prioritize your hygiene. Tip number 2 or focus number 2 is setting yourself up for success for tomorrow, for the next day. Now, whether that's planning out your schedule, planning out your day, if you have any appointments, where you need to be, your to-do list, maybe that's getting your cereal bowl out and have it ready for you in the morning. So that's one less step you have to take. Maybe that's getting your coffee mug out and getting that ready. Maybe it's pre-making your smoothie and having it done and ready in the fridge the night before. Trying to think of those little things you can do the night before to take away from the stress of the morning. The third area of focus for your evening routine is mindset. So whether that's a journal routine, whether that's manifestations, affirmations, meditation, something like that, you should be doing some sort of mindset work. And my fourth and final focus for your evening routine that you're building for yourself is make sure you feel relaxed. Do the things that make you feel the most relaxed in your routine. For me, that's having those calming lights, not using any of the big lights, having the candle on, drinking my nice warm tea with milk. That all makes me feel super cozy and super relaxed. Having my heating pad on in bed so my toes get nice and warm when I get under the covers. So that's it. Those are my tips for the evening routine. Take what you like from it. We're going to work on building these habits, building consistency with this evening routine for the next couple of weeks. And stay tuned because I have a morning routine video coming soon.